What is up, everybody? So if you've been watching my Bluetooth speaker reviews, you've probably heard of the name Xtobo. I always bring that up. There's a reason for that, because I'll be honest, half of the speakers that I've covered in my previous videos were made by Xtobo or came from factories that have some relationship with the brand Xtobo. It's taken over Amazon and Chinese Bluetooth speaker market, starting from that Zeekroop speaker that I have here, all the way to the Rockville. It's all Xtobo, all of that Xtobo. And today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most popular models from Xtobo. Although it's branded as Zeekroop in America, it's literally the Xtobo X8 Generation 3. Yeah, you heard that right, Generation 3. It's got 3 iterations of different Xtobo X8s now. It shows how popular that thing is. There's even another iteration that's not called the X8. It's called the V7. I think it probably had a different tuning or something. I had no idea. So many variants. It's very, very popular, especially in the Asian countries. They love the Xtobo stuff because it's cheap, it sounds good, and it's got a whole lot of bass. So I actually had the Gen 2, and I thought it was okay. It's pretty decent. It's got its flaws, but it's pretty good. So, you know, me seeing this Zeekroop speaker being literally the Gen 3 Xtobo, might as well buy it and give it a shot. Bought it for $30. Honestly, I think it's usually at around $59.99. So with discount, actually, so you could probably get it for around $50. Is it worth it? Well, we'll find out. We're going to be comparing it against the Tozo PA1 and the Zeekroop speaker, the Zeekroop TS, which is also Xtobo, by the way. It's the Xtobo Bucket. All right, let's get to it. All right, so before I compare it with anything else, I want to show you the differences between the 3 EQ modes that it has. We're going to start from a third mode. By the way, I think this improved on the previous version, the fact that it actually keeps its EQ setting. If you left it on mode 3, when you turn it, power it back on again, the next time you use it, it would stay on that mode, which the old one does not do that. So let's play a snippet of music, and I'm going to switch between the 3 different modes to be able to hear the differences. Volume is about 50%.
Is it just a dream I'm having inside my fantasies? Call. You are in my thoughts. I never stray from the heart of you. And if we can't be on the surface, we can't be under the water.
Alright, so as you can see, it's the 3 different EQ modes. I'm going to be comparing it with the Tozo PA1 now. Alright, we're going to start with the Zeekroop 3rd EQ mode, which I think sounds the best. I'm going to start at half volume. Alright, now I'm going to be cranking both of them to the maximum. Let's start from the Zeekroop TC. I'm going to switch it to the first mode, because it's the loudest that way. I'm also going to switch the Tozo to the first mode. To the second mode, I mean. That's the loudest mode. Let's start from the Zeekroop TC. Alright, Tozo. Alright. Let's switch it up. Let's do the Zeekroop now. Alright, we start from the Zeekroop TC, which is the X8, X-Dobo X8. Again, half volume. Let's go. That's weird. It's not playing. Okay, here we go. That's about it. Now I'm going to switch the Zeekroop TC to the first mode and then crank it up to the maximum. Same, the Zeekroop only has one mode, so I'm just going to keep it as is. Let's start from the Zeekroop TC. Yeah, anyway, so I was trying to crank it all the way up to the maximum, but my tablet suddenly died on me. I don't know why, but oh well. Can't be helped. I'm going to be using the computer to play the stuff. EQ is all neutral. I'm going to start with the Zeekroop. It's in mode 1, the loudest mode. And I'm going to be starting with that, cranking it all the way to the maximum. So, it gives you an idea of how loud both of these go. The Zeekroop TS actually does get very loud, but I think, in my opinion, the TC is still a bit louder. In terms of overall sound signature, I think it's pretty obvious that the Zeekroop TC, this X-Dobo X8, lacks bass severely, actually, in comparison to all the other speakers I compared in this video. Actually, it has a dialed-down bass, and especially when it's compared to its predecessor, which is the X-Dobo X8 Gen 2, or the V7 Pro in America. It lacks bass compared to that. So I think it's pretty obvious that, you know, the third generation, or the newest generation, isn't necessarily an improvement to the previous ones. Let's do a teardown and see what we have inside, if any improvements are made in the build quality and the speaker drivers and anything like that. Okay, so we're moving the grills. Different from the previous model, you do not have to get through like 20 screws just to get behind the grills. All you have to do is put a flathead screwdriver and pop it off. I did try to remove the bottom plate, though there is 4 screws. And if you want to get access the battery, which is inside the enclosure, you do have to get the bottom plate off. I'm not going to do that. It's just two 18650s. Top of here, this is the where the circuit board is. All you have to do, there's 4 screws around it, remove it, and you'll get to the circuit board. Let's do that. Okay, so here's a circuit board, and you can see a ring of RGB LEDs. This white thing is the diffuser. I'm going to turn this on, and I'll show you the LED. There you go. It's the RGB LED, which is that ring around this white thingy. Pretty bright without the lid on, the cover. Okay, we have the circuit board. This is the circuit board. So as you can see here, we have some controls for the battery. It's probably a power management or a charging management chip, or maybe a buck converter to charge the 7.4 volt battery, because it's a USB Type-C input. So it's 5 volts going in here. So it's got to up convert, you know, it's got to raise the voltage to, I think, 8.4 to charge it, I think. And all right, let's take a look. Here is our ACME circuit board. This IC is the power amplifier. I think it's a 25 watt per channel, somewhere around that wattage power amplifier. And then here we have our Bluetooth system on chip with DSP included, the ATS2853. Typical chip used on a lot of other Xtobo speakers and a lot of other Chinese speaker, to be honest. So as we can see, this is a typical example of what we call a 3-chip configuration in these Xtobo or any other Chinese Bluetooth speakers. You know, just cheap and easy to make, and it's basically, they basically follow all the same format, the same couple of chips they're using. You know, it's either the ATS series or the MV Silicon stuff. And as for the amplifier, it's usually ACME, or I forgot what the other brand is. It's rarely Texas Instrument. Oh yeah, there's also a brand called NF. I think it's a Korean IC manufacturer that also makes Class D amplifiers. And that was also used a lot in these Chinese speakers out there. Anyways, I'm going to compare this to the old Xtobo X8 circuit board. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that one of these is probably an LED controller for the whole RGB thingy. Anyway, so this is the old Xtobo X8. This is Gen 2. It's using a different Bluetooth chip. I think this is its older variant. This is Bluetooth 4 or 4.2 maybe, and this is Bluetooth 5.3. This is an ATS2819, but it's, you know, it does the same thing basically. And they're using the same power amplifier chip. The in-out, they had an extra extra USB out for charging your, you know, any mobile devices and whatnot. So yeah, basically they added the USB in the ring of RGB LEDs. That's the only changes made, and I think they've upgraded the Bluetooth chip. Although they downgraded the sound algorithm or DSP. That they didn't carry out the they didn't use the old tuning. They probably tuned it again by someone else. I don't know. Anyways, this is the circuit board. Let's get into the enclosure. I'm not going to open this. It's a pain in the ass. I'm just going to show you what the speaker driver is like and the battery. I'm going to take the passive radiator out and one of the drivers out. Alright, this is your passive radiator. It's a pretty small for, you know, 2.5 inch full range drivers. You can see the magnet of the speaker drivers. And then inside here is the 18650 batteries. I'm going to be removing one of the drivers to show you the what it looks like from behind. Alright, so here's the driver itself. It's basically the same as the old ones, I think, but the cones seem to be made better, and I think the whole basket is stamped with better quality. It doesn't look as cheap as the old one, I guess. I think I still have the old drivers I could compare it. Yeah, so this is the old driver. It's pretty similar, to be honest. But I think the new one has a better cone quality. Build quality seems to be better. As for the basket, the new one has more space, or it has a taller, more leeway for the spider to move. The magnet size, however, the old one and the new one seem to be basically identical. So, yeah. Oh well. There you have it.